Jared is a cop from Utah that spends most of his time out of his state conducting political, religious, thug kind of stuff. And he's gotten a number of calls, asking why he's doing that, why his cult is an active part in America's hijacked lifelines. And he says, who the hell are you? What the hell? How the hell did you get my number? Yeah, not gosh darn in heck. And Tony, he says, I'm a cop from New York City. I was working when 9/11 happened. And I want to know if you're staging another 9/11 with your Saudi Arabian terrorist brothers through Utah. And I got your number from Ron, a cop in Florida who got it from the military. What is your part in America's hijacked lifelines? What else are you playing at? A few years back, Fred welcomed Alice to this big room, a whole bunch of cubicles. He was showing her her desk, and right behind the desk, oh, like this perhaps, nice white wall, and a little trickle of red came down the wall, and Fred joked about it. He said, we think it means that AT&T has hijacked, oh, they're both working for AT&T. AT&T has hijacked someone's phone in an emergency, and it's a little blood going down the wall there. Then a little later, oh, the whole wall turns red. And they find out what AT&T was a part of. Yeah, 9/11. A whole lot of blood on the wall. Make a video of AT&T's bloody phone game. 424-229-4140. Remember the post. Whatever they tell you about you not getting me. It's Sunday, and Father Olfactory is handing out, he's explained before, and he's handing out a sheet. Oh, it could be my imagery, but the sheet has the burned child's face and body on that, and the sheet also has all AT&T's numbers across America and addresses. You put the screws on, you get those folks 24/7, and they will tell you what else they're doing besides burning children by hijacking the lifelines. 24/7, 365, park noisemakers outside their homes. Father of Factory tells them, you get the truth out for Jesus and the children. So William is proud of what he's done. He's in Dallas, AT&T headquarters, and he brings Randall Stevenson, CEO, to that little warehouse right close to the AT&T headquarters, big wigs. Offices, and he says, I got all those, yes, slowed calls to 911, that kind of stuff. I got it all in a central location here. Don't have to worry. And Randall hit the seal, and you could hear him yelling all the way to Fort Worth. And on top of that, William wanted to use a company truck to take it to the shredder. Randall put his foot down. He says, oh no, you don't use AT&T or Spectrum trucks for the dirty work. He calls in that third party. So the truck driver is talking to a Spectrum, formerly Time Warner Cable employee, a manager. And he says, no, you're going to have to get the rest of that in the next trip. I'll be making a few more. I got to make 4 stops on the way to Dallas, AT&T headquarters. Yeah, Randall Stevens is a little paranoid, and he wants to get all the off-the-book stuff that stupid managers have put on the books. He wants to get it all into Dallas so he can see it shredded in person. And the truck driver goes on to say, have you heard about the Graham Project? It's unbelievable what AT&T is doing. And meanwhile in Dallas, Randall wants to know, how the hell did he find out about the Graham Project? That son of a bitch. I kept that as far away from California as I could. How the hell did that son of a carpenter marry to find out about the Graham Project? I was just getting started. And he got to leave early. He's got to be in Dallas by tomorrow noon. Siren, remind yourselves to get Melton, his disciple, so he can deal with the devil's people walking among us who are literally stopping the computer, as I want my Mormons, Muslims, Chinese, AT&T personnel watch call lists in red, white, and blue. Devil's people are going damn crazy, not letting the computer work. That's affecting your child's lifeline, what they're doing. You try to call me with your child's lifeline right now, 424-229-4140. And you call them what they are, the devil's people. And you call them 24/7 worldwide. You get them screaming out what the devil's people are doing, besides hijacking your call to me. Harry is in the hospital, and the doctor is outside telling his family the bad news. We've done all we can for Harry. There's just no hope. But I want you to know, he did check that organ donor card, and there is a nice rich guy who needs some of his organs. So we're going to go forward with that. And of course the family's crying, and Harry's supposed to be in that irreversible coma, but he calls out, "Get me out of here! Get these quacks away from me!" I do that. And be careful when you check that organ donor card. You might be a good match for a certain rich folk kind of guy or gal. And if you don't have enough insurance or enough money, use an organ donor, not an organ recipient. This is Easter Sunday. Me and Gold alone on Easter Sunday because of the devil Lori, her hatred, personal knife in the back, and a whole lot of impersonators as well. This is my A list. Not necessarily best, but just A for Flight 93 chicks from last month. I'm going to put this up at the front, hopefully. That is the dangerous Mormon Muslim cults. Mormon cult, Muslim cult. Chinese on hand, desperate as anything. Setting off a fire alarm on Easter Sunday to terrorize a man in a wheelchair. Do those military children's burn unit Flight 93 checks with all of Solari Enterprises, and enjoy this collection, and make sure you pick up that phone and make a video of your hijack call to me right now. This is my B list for April 2000 19, Flight 93 check videos. Oh, also looking for the Muslim Mormon cult watch call list folder and the AT&T, their bloody hands, that folder. This is what they did on Easter Sunday. I'm spending Easter Sunday alone because of a lot of very personal knives in the back and a whole lot of impersonators. They set up a fire alarm, and yes, when I had to spend 3 long years in Hussein's Little Arabia, they did that often there too. Same at the Wine Cart Center. Had to make myself homeless to eat because of California. Ginfingia and Libertana. Oh, look into that's in the back, but this is just a welcome to the B. Not necessarily the second best, but splitting it up so it's about an hour each. Set off that fire alarm on Easter to terrorize a man in a wheelchair. Not only that, placed a child in red, for those of you who are making documentaries, out on the walkway out there. So as I turn, there's a kid on the walkway, to dissuade me from using the video. And just now as I'm joining, I'm listening to it or watching it, and they put some hate music in there. They literally used high-tech toys to place that in. So yeah, spread the word. Get me my disciples. And I'll show you how to dismantle the Great Wall of Chinese evil brick by brick and what it does worldwide. I promise. Get me those disciples. I'll show you how. See a vapor trail? Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets, the side of the children. And truth, make a video of your family's lifeline not working. As you try to call me, 424-229-4140. See that phone you're making the video of as every child in America's lifeline to the firemen, police, paramedics, and document it not working. You got the time on your phone, you got the number dialed, you got AT&T's bloody hands, their phone gate. I'm Melton, and this is Gold, my motorized wheelchair, and this is a parable video. The Pope is talking to Dad, and Dad says, why don't you go see Melton, get him a decent place to live, nice folks to be around, and you can have a whole lot of folks get him photos of churches and other saints kind of things that he can design imagery around. And the Pope thinks for a moment, and he says, oh no, I like what he's doing with the Mormon, Muslim, Chinese, and AT&T throwing hate at him 24/7 and getting this kind of imagery. Senate subcommittee has called Michael Moore, LAPD, chief in, and the senator says, why were you taking an active part in harassing a man in a wheelchair, not doing your jobs, joking about it as you told him you don't know how to get into a building? That's my family's lifeline being hijacked, Michael Moore. The senator tells Michael Moore, we can't have cops running wild in bed with Mormon, Muslim, Mormons. AT&T run wild as well. We can't have that. So take that oath and tell us what your part in America's Hijacked Lifelines is, Michael. Leo is a truck driver, and he's talking to his waitress, Sheila. And Sheila hands him a list of Mormon cult members in that particular city. She got it from a military guy. And yes, when pussy church princesses push their way into grannies' homes, they set it up so grannies can couch horn them and send them running to their thrones. But yet the truck drivers have louder horns. And Leo, as well as Sheila, they don't like getting home from work and finding those Mormon cult perverts have been casing their kids, the only ones home, as America is working hard. So pass along those lists and get those semis honking. Sit up straight, Edward. Edward, yeah, he doesn't always like his trips to see his mom. And she's in a mood today. He can tell from the way she slams that bowl of potatoes down in front of him. He knows what it is too. She's been getting a few calls about America's Hijacked Lifelines and Edward's part in that. When's the last time you polished those stars, son? Why are you an active part in religious censorship? When else will America's phone not be allowed to work, Edward? On and on. Chinese tell, those using high-tech toys have a tell, lots of them, of altering my titles either with spelling or taking stuff out. Get me my disciples and I will show you all kinds of good graphic art, good parable videos that will help the world tear down the great wall of Chinese evil and build Jesus' immaculate house here on earth on top of its rubble. But you gotta see me in person. Get me my disciples. And they can retitle when Chinese losers do some bizarre stuff like throwing that off the shelves. You don't understand the concept of little toys, high-tech toys. Pick up your phone. You got the time on your phone, you got the number, the date. Everything I'm telling you is intensely getting to get you to pick up your phone and make that video. Of America's Hijacked Lifelines, easily documented, AT&T worried enough to alter phone records to cover them up, their crimes. Come see me, get me my disciples. I'll show you how to change the world with that change. Millennia in the making. Jesus has a immaculate house growing with a new pair of eyes. Here AT&T say you could call them on it. Put all AT&T employees on the backs of my 93 check imagery and the addresses as well. Park the noisemakers you got outside their homes. You call them up 24/7 and you find out what else they are involved in. Lower level employees will tell you everything about the treason, compromising of America's security that the upper level ones are doing, like Randall Stevenson. So you get that noisemaker going, you call them up 24/7. They park a fleet of noisemakers outside of my home. So you get them, that noisemaker, and then you call them up 24/7. They will tell you what else they are involved in that's compromising our security as families, as individuals, and as a nation. Post. You're right after the burnt child's mom handing out AT&T's numbers across the country to have everyone park, addresses too, to have everyone park the noisemakers outside of any lower levels. Will tell you about the upper levels. Any AT&T employees' homes. Call them 24/7. You get the truth out of them about Randall Stephenson's CEO's bloody hands. They can easily turn that off. You just saw that happen. That thing made noise coming in. You get the truth out of them. You call them when Randall's just had them turn off the phones for a house that's going to be burned and children and adults being burned in that house. Get them with that pang of guilt and they'll tell you exactly what Randall's been doing. See a helicopter? 911 Flight 93, check and post in 5. You trying to call me? Melton. And you want to know why America's lifelines are being hijacked when you do? Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. That's a lot of hijacked calls to me. A whole lot of graphic art and videos asking all of America to check their lifelines. And not one yet. That's a lot of AT&T altered phone records. So you make the video, whoever's in the room there with you, their phone, their family's lifeline, not working as you try to call me. They turn around and make the video of yours, not working. And yes, make that call to all AT&T employees at work, at home. They park a fleet of noisemakers outside of my home, the immaculate apartment here. So parking noisemakers outside their homes. Call them up 24/7. Get them to tell you what else they are doing. AT&T is doing besides hijacking America's lifelines and altering phone records to cover that up. You call them at just the right time. They've done some drugs. They just had a fight with their husband. Just got home from the bar. Randall Stephenson, CEO of AT&T, has been working them too hard. And I guarantee you, they'll tell you what else AT&T is doing to jeopardize the security of America and your family. Remember to post. And yes, call up all reporters. And in person, show them how to do their job, time, date. My hijack call to Melton. AT&T alters phone records to cover up. My family's lifeline not working. Sarge is looking over the shoulder of a private who is using the eye in the sky to watch some of the Saudi Arabian royal family in Utah getting off the plane, and Sarge says run the faces of the harem there. And the private says for terrorists, and Sarge says no, for missing children from about 5-10 years ago. And he does, and sure enough there's a match. Remember, when you see those Mormon cult perverts a case in your neighborhood, honk at them, let them know you, the Lord, and America are watching, and be a part of that Mormon Muslim watch call list. Chinese and AT&T employees as well. Here is Simon. Do a military children's burn-in at Flight 93 check. See AT&T's bloody hands and get it on video. Not one Flight 93 check call in over a decade of asking. No certified mail, no non-certified mail. No FedEx, no UPS. Gonna send me a letter, make sure you get it on video first. It's gonna be stolen, and yes, I do tell folks in my videos here to send me something with a GPS. If it's got my address on it, it's going to be stolen. All I get are bills. Send that thing with the GPS and watch it get stolen. And use that GPS to find out where America's stolen mail warehouses are. It affects our democracy. Bet you'll find a lot of the unsuccessful campaigns, political campaigns, their flyers, their mailers. Bet you find a lot of those. Make that video, post that video. Tell everyone else to do the same. It takes 5 minutes. Just make that video of your hijack call to me. Do that right now. And yes, you can't respond to registration links. That's Hussein saying we can't have all those Christians voting. You can imagine what they'd vote for. Siren 911 Flight 93 check and post in 5. You trying to call me Melton? And you want to know why America's lifelines are being hijacked when you do? Make the video, post the video. You got my number dialed, you got the date and the time in your video, and yes, AT&T hijacking those lifelines and then worried enough about it to alter phone records to cover it up. Get it on video. Post. Be the reporter and oh yeah, that reminds me. Try to call me in front of reporters. Show them how to do their job. Time on your phone. Number dial. Remember to make those videos of your mail before you send it to me. And yes, use the GPS. Those of you who know how to do such things. Anything with my address is going to be stolen unless it's a bill. So use those GPS things to find out where America's stolen mail warehouses are. That's those getting their hands a little bloody or a lot bloody, hijacking America's lifelines, stealing mail as well. Make that video of America's hijacked lifelines for the kids. Be on the side of those driving the tanks, the jeeps, the jets. The side of the children. And THRU. Make that video, post that video. Whatever you get when you don't get me. Here AT&T, their bloody hands. Anything backing up. Make sure you ask around, start your own. Mormon, Muslim, AT&T in Chinese, watch call list. Oh, from a nurse at LAC USC Cape Medical, Chinese one, to Dignity Health. Their character recently with the insulin poisoning, Misa, the Muslim doc. They have been requesting the Mormon Muslim watch call list emails from me. You call them up, find out what else they're doing to compromise the security of America. Call them 24/7. Place noisemakers outside their homes. AT&T employees included. That's their company, Spectrum. Do that. Do some intel for America. Call up all Mormons. Find out what the Saudi Arabian Muslims they have on American soil in Utah, what they're a part of, what they're planning next. Do some intel. Call them 24/7. They're Mormons. easy to get them screaming, gosh darn and heck, this is what our dangerous Muslim brothers did and are doing. You remember 9/11, don't you? That's Muslim, folks on hand. Well, that's AT&T's bloody hands. That's Lori's backup noise. She loves to harass. But that's the video where I notice I'm talking about the Mormon cult worried about federal deputies and the very distinctive sounding Mormon cult folk guy. For the past couple of years, he's off and on calling, trying to, who knows what, extort money. But, yeah, I'm telling about that, and that's when they altered the Mormon Muslim watch call list image and got that Chinese and AT&T put in there, as well as Mormon perverts and Muslim missionary work part as well. So Larry and Lana have some guests for dinner, and they hear a chorus of horns, of backup noises. Lori's hatred with AT&T. They harass a man in a wheelchair who's been asking you to check your family's lifelines for over a decade without getting one, and Randall's been altering phone records to cover up his bloody hands. And the guests want to know what's that, and they tell him Randall has declared war on the American people as compromising their security, and they want to get the truth out about that. They keep calling to find out what else Randall is doing to compromise the security of America and our nation. The devil, Lori and Brady Bond being the devil obvious? All who know and work with Cheryl Bond with his Mideast wife, an active part in America's hijacked lifelines, you call him Cheryl Bond and David Wright, Department of Water and Power, that supplies 1 in 30 Americans water and electricity. This is the obvious hatred of Lori and Brady Bond being obvious. From the apartment down below, the furball of Solari Enterprises as well. So you call Lori Ann Brady Bond and her husband, a gay man working in a hospital somewhere in Lake Charles. You call Cheryl Bond and Moo, his Iranian, Iraqi, or Saudi Arabian, one of those over there, wife, and you ask him, what else? Are you compromising our security? Oh, this is my family's security, Cheryl. And you try to call me with him on speakerphone. You ask him, when else will my phone not be allowed to work? What are you doing, Cheryl Bond, as a traitor at the Department of Water and Power? You get his reaction, you get Moo's reaction, you get it 24/7. You park a fleet of noisemakers outside his home. You find out what that little runt is doing to compromise the security of LA, in addition to compromising the security of America by hijacking our lifelines. Be a part of exposing the devil Lori and her obvious hatred and high-tech toys. So a furball with Solari Enterprises that is active in your hijacked lifelines and in bed deep with dangerous overseas Mideast Saudi Arabian Muslims. He looks around to make sure nobody can see him out on the sidewalk, and he lets off this werewolf kind of howl. Yes, he's very hairy. And when he stops, he sees a cop right next to him. He says, "Oh, I was just clearing my throat." And the cop says, "Oh, I don't care what you do. None of my business until it affects my family's lifeline." And he makes a video of his hijack call to me right there in front of the furball and all other Solari enterprises. Call them up 24/7. Provide noise as an incentive for them to tell the truth. See, this is what I need the disciples for. See, I went to put the Great Chinese Wall of Evil in, and it had this neon blue. Tear down the Great Wall of Chinese Evil. So this is how to do it, because I haven't saved this, but that's 1500 height, 2400 by 1600 is the backgrounds here, and there's gray 2, DGR, blue. So whoever at the party is partial to the blue. That's my own custom. DB Blue darker blue and DB Blue lighter blue. You get the whole thing going. And let's see if I can find that Chinese. Oh, damn, that hurts. It's a standard color, not one of my customs. Where is... There's a nice one to get. See, I don't know how many will show up on the program, and I don't see what I'm looking for. Oh, there you are. 60. So yeah, this part here, it disappears, and you open as layers. And I gotta find it. It's way over on the other one. I don't know why it didn't stick with that. Toshiba E. And here's my... Oh, the print imagery from an older external hard drive. Here's 10/2017. And... 60. Why isn't it showing up? It's the Chinese altering the abilities of the computer. Let me pause you. Oh, I found out what it was doing. It didn't. This is still here. The window's open. It's a Chinese tell. That's 60. That's not 60. Let's see what it is. It says blue. 10/2017/60. Someone's changed the numbering system around, huh? Yeah, look at that. Well, you get the point. Here's a pen. I don't know how many of these you can open, and the Chinese are hiding the Great Wall of Chinese Evil, but something like this. It's not even scaled properly. Yeah, the Chinese have done some work on this. Scale layer. See, that's not 1500. Scale it. And I use the program to scale all of them. The old Photoscape one to do that. So you don't like that nice blue background? Maybe you think it'll be better with the red, or perhaps you have to turn all these others off depending on where they are in the stack here. But there's my DB Blues. See, It's not, it's up in the stack, so you got to take that out, and that's there. You just turn all the others off, and you got whatever they want as a 4x6. And you, once again, find that, tear down the Great Wall of Chinese Evil, and get it out there. They hate that one. It's not where it's supposed to be. Come see me, and I'll define graphic art with your beauty. And yes, disciples, get me my disciples so they can do all that. And I can design more Mormons beware. And that other one about Mormon, Muslim, Chinese, AT&T, watch call list. Randall Stevenson got a tip. So he goes to one of the hospitals he donates to. Randall Stevenson is the CEO of AT&T in Dallas. How to control phone monopoly. Anyway, Randall goes there, and Dirk, the mortician, says, I just got this one in, do you want it? And he goes over and lifts up that cover, and Randall says, was it because of me? You know, hijacking America's lifelines. And Dirk says, oh, no, I don't think so. I just drained the blood. Do you want it? And he says, no, it's no fun there. I'm Melton. Shirtless, handsome, bald guy there. Son of a carpenter and married. Daddy carpenter worked on skyscrapers. Mom, Mary Ann. I'm the son of a carpenter and married. I get to tell parables. Come see me in person. Tear down the Great Wall of Chinese Evil. And let's get started building a better world. And oh yeah, college students, all you attractive blonde and near blonde girls, let me design some beautiful flower imagery for you. Let me define graphic art with your beauty. But you got to see me in person. Eagle Rock neighborhood, northern Los Angeles. Beware of impersonators. There's lots of them. And yeah, if you know anyone who's hiring, some more things. Yeah, I'm working on getting them all cut out to see what's missing. Yeah, if you know Melton's imagery, the bus on the LA overpass is missing, I know that. I think it, just flew out the window because it's both the big ones, like these, and the small ones, the 2 to a 4x6 print. These are 1 to a 4x6 print. Both of them. And it's the first day of the month, so it kind of sticks out like a sore thumb. But I'll eventually get it ordered again, printed again, laminated. Melton, this is some same symmetry. And that was AT&T's religious censorship outside. Try to call me, 424-229-4140. See the devil, stay on your call. And remember to call up all AT&T employees. And their numbers out. I've been asking for Flight 93 checks for over a decade. I have yet to get one. That's you picking up your phone knowing it works all the time, because you can reach me right now. Melton, John Melton, Brady, 424-229-4140. Make that video, post that video. Come see me in person when you can't reach me to tell me about your saint here. And I'm going to break it up into about a minute, so I'll start the next one now.